Announcement. Here comes a great gathering of the people from the West African region. Ambazonia, Biafra, Oduduwa, living across the entire globe, the entire world. Coming from different parts of all the continents of the world to Brussels, Belgium, to march in great mass and in great multitude. All hail Biafra. Long live Ambazonia. Freedom for Oduduwa Republic. United we stand and shall never fall. With one vision and joint strength, the land of Belgium will feel the heat of this particular set of people from West Africa in 1 million freedom march in Brussels, Belgium. On the 14th and 15th of June 2022 at the European Union headquarters in Brussels. Together we shall march in strength and in valor, without fear nor weakness, the march of freedom, for total freedom, by the freedom fighters. We shall come to face the reality of truth about the fact that one of the steps to freedom is to restore our government the way our ancestors made it, and not the way our colonial masters decided it to be. With this move, we shall let the world know from the land of Brussels, Belgium, that there must be freedom for the people of Ambazonia, the people of Biafra, and the people of Oduduwa. The march by the Abo people, Ambazonia, Biafra, and Oduduwa. As an Ambazonian, as a Biafran, as an Oduduwa, who truly needs freedom for your sake and for the sake of your future generations, you must defy all odds. Make your way to the land of Brussels from any part of the world. Coming to Brussels, Belgium, to march together with the indigenous people of your land. Your brothers, your sisters, your fathers, your mothers, and your entire people, to send a unified message to the world that all we need is true freedom and total independence. If there is no struggle, there will be no freedom. This information is coming to you from the Office of All State Media Worldwide, under the leadership of IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Announcement. Here comes a great gathering of the people from the West African region. Ambazonia, Biafra, Oduduwa, living across the entire globe, the entire world. Coming from different parts of all the continents of the world to Brussels, Belgium, to march in great mass and in great multitude. All hail Biafra. Long live Ambazonia. Freedom for Oduduwa Republic. United we stand and shall never fall. With one vision and joint strength, the land of Belgium will feel the heat of this particular set of people from West Africa in 1 million freedom march in Brussels, Belgium. On the 14th and 15th of June 2022 at the European Union headquarters in Brussels. Together we shall march in strength and in valor, without fear nor weakness, the march of freedom, for total freedom, by the freedom fighters. We shall come to face the reality of truth about the fact that one of the steps to freedom is to restore our government the way our ancestors made it, and not the way our colonial masters decided it to be. With this move, we shall let the world know from the land of Brussels, Belgium, that there must be freedom for the people of Ambazonia, the people of Biafra, and the people of Oduduwa. The march by the Abo people, Ambazonia, Biafra, and Oduduwa. As an Ambazonian, as a Biafran, as an Oduduwa, who truly needs freedom for your sake and for the sake of your future generations, you must defy all odds. Make your way to the land of Brussels from any part of the world. Coming to Brussels, Belgium, to march together with the indigenous people of your land. your brothers, your sisters, your fathers, your mothers, and your entire people to send a unified message to the world that all we need is true freedom and total independence. If there is no struggle, there will be no freedom. This information is coming to you from the Office of All State Media Worldwide, under the leadership of IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that one, Mazi.
It's not this one.
No. I've added you in the other one.
Yes, that's the one that I'm calling you with. The one that you added me. This one.
Oh, did you see? Yes, okay.
It's this one, yes.
Okay.
Good evening from here, Wanda. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah. Fine, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Biafrans are listening and the whole world is listening. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having us this evening.
It's a pleasure.
Actually, I'm supposed, Am I coming out clear, Mazi?
Loud and clear. The whole world is listening. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I'm supposed to be here with my colleagues, but I'm still waiting. Maybe Nelson will make it if network allows him.
No problem.
And then Ifoma will not be here because of other engagement, but I hope the next time 3 of us will be here. Okay. Good evening, Biafrans, IPOB family members around the world, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, including our enemies. I welcome you all today to this broadcast. It was actually not planned, but it's very important. Today, the 23rd of April, 2022, and it's Saturday. My name is Mrs. Nnamdi. I am the head of finance of IPOB worldwide, and I reside in Germany. While I'm waiting for my colleague Nelson to come, I think I have to go on. Mazi, do I go ahead?
By all means, please go ahead. Biafrans are waiting.
Okay, thank you. I want to greet Biafrans and commend every one of us who are in this quest for freedom. We all know what it is. It's not an easy task, but I know we are all equal to it. That's why we are where we are today. We thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for giving us our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafran Television, and also the commander of the ESN. Wherever he is, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bless him and protect him, including all those that are in prison, those that are not well, and those that are wounded. May Chukwu Okike Abiama protect every one of them. I want to encourage every one of, because sometimes it seems that some of us are deviating from actually what we are supposed to do. We are here to restore Biafra. There is nothing like sentiment in it. Rather, we should remain focused. All the teachings of our leader, some of us seem to be deviating from it. I notice that sometimes some will quote our leader and they will not quote him correctly. This is not correct. Some of us, we will see the truth, we will not say it. We just be saying something else. It is not good. When we are in this, we should come in here with a pure heart, because IPOB was set up in truth and honesty. That's the way it is. There is no two ways about it. And there's something I want to remind each and every one of us. Every one of us in this quest for freedom, we are on our own. What do I mean by this? If you do something, you are the ones that will be answerable, not the one that sent you. Because the one that sent you, before they get to that person, first of all, you have to bear the consequence. So please, let us do the right thing. We should not allow ourselves to be intimidated. Sometimes I ask myself, if some of us actually know what it means by saying IPOB one family. IPOB one family simply means that we work as a family. We encourage one another. We do not pull down the other down. We do not set up our people just because we want to prove a point. It is not good. We should remain within IPOB one family, what it means. And from time to time, we should refresh ourselves by going back to the oath of allegiance, because some of us seem to don't know exactly what it is. Let us read it over and over again. With that, we will have that fear of hurting one another. I encourage every one of us, those that are making their contributions, may Chukwu Abiyama bless each and every one of us. But there is a point. Today, I'm going to touch on 3 issues. 1, our account in Germany. Number 2, the account in United States. Number 3, the account in South Africa. Why am I doing this tonight? Because I want to refresh us again, because some of us are actually doing something different. Like the saying goes, I had it through the grapevine. Sometimes, before I get to that, I've realized that some people, they will pay their monthly dues. For months, they will not pay monthly dues again. Let's say, for example, they are owing from January to December 2021. They will just come up in 2022 in March and pay 1 month. And they say they have paid, that you should put it for them for March 2022. This is wrong. I repeat, this is wrong. You have to backdate it to January 2021. Because a lot of people have been making their payments. They know what to do with their money, but they deprive themselves of some luxuries. They deprive themselves of certain things and pay their monthly dues continuously. So you cannot just come, you are owing 9 months, you pay for 1 month, and you want that 1 month to be the current one. What happens to the previous ones? What happened to the backlog? What happened? Please, if anybody comes to you and they are owing for months and they bring their monthly dues and they want you to record it as that current monthly dues, tell them it is wrong. You backdate it to the ones they are owing. Because you don't owe your rent, your landlord your rent. And now when you pay the current one and leave the old ones. No, it doesn't go that way. It's not because we are in freedom fighting, therefore you think we can do whatever we like. No, those that are paying consistently, what do you do to them? You think they don't know what to do with their money? No. So you cannot claim that you are an IPOB member and your monthly dues is not up to date. No, you are on your own. You have not fulfilled the requirement to claim that you are an IPOB family member. So please, Financial Secretary, take note of this. Any accumulation of your dues must be cleared. It must be cleared. Now, I've also realized that some people, when they make payments, they do not write the names or the months or the names of their units or their zones. It is not correct, please. Endeavor to write the names of your zone or the country is very important. So I will be able to record it, because if you do not write the name of your zone, what happens is that, let's say, for example, you pay that money is coming from Germany. All I will do is I will write the name of the person that made the payment and then write Germany there, because I don't know the zone and I can't use that money to give to another zone. So that's why it's important whenever you make your monthly donations, endeavor to write the names of the zone. I've been saying this over and over again, but I'll keep repeating it, especially for those of us that are new in this whole thing. Now, I go to our accounts in Germany. Our account in Germany is meant for the payment of only our monthly donations and the levies. I repeat, in Germany, the IPOB international account in Germany is only meant for the payment of monthly donations and levies. Do not send your ESN funds to Germany, please. It goes to the national account in the USA. Very, very important. That was the way our leader announced it on air. Now, I will go to our national account in the United States now. In the USA, we do not have a separate account for ESN and other payments. We have but one account, a national account. And that national account approved by our leader is Biafra Freedom LLC in Chase Bank. Now, I want to clarify certain things because maybe some of us have forgotten. In the year 2019, when our leader, in one of his trips, he traveled to USA, and that was in Atlanta, Georgia, to be precise. That was where our leader announced to the world that every IPOB state in USA must open an IPOB account. And during that announcement, that was also the time our leader stated how much people in USA are supposed to pay as their monthly dues. Now, when people, those that have the account, they remit their money direct to Germany for the monthly donations. Now, after some months, some of them were having difficulties in opening an account. Maybe there are 2 or 3 members, it will be difficult for them to open an account. So they wrote a letter and complained, giving reasons why they're having problem in opening an account. So a meeting was scheduled and they invited me into that meeting. I listened to their complaints and everything. Then I went back to our leader. Our leader now said that those that don't have a state account, that they should pay their monthly donation direct to the national account of USA. And that has been the procedure. Nothing has changed. So those of you that have state account, you remit direct to Germany, while those that don't have a state account, they pay to our national account in the USA. This has been the practice and nothing has changed so far. It's very important we take this note. Also, for the national account, in the year 2020, on the 12th of December 2020, when our leader launched this ESN, he also made it clear that all ESN funds goes to the account in USA, which is the national account. He did not say it should go to Germany or to any other place. He said send it to USA. The reason why I'm saying this is because those in the United States and those of us in diaspora must send our ESN funds to the national account, because that was the instruction from our leader. But there was an exception for those of us in Biafra land. They complained that they cannot pay to America. Preference was also given to them, and they know where to pay their money. So the national account in the USA is for those that don't have accounts yet, don't have state accounts, They should pay their monthly donations there, while those that have the account we send to Germany. But all ESM funds goes to that account. Now I go to South Africa. In South Africa, also we have an account there, which was approved by our leader. It's a national account. And that account was approved by our leader in September 2019. And when this account was opened, our leader instructed that all monthly donations in South Africa, be it levy or fundraising or whatever, goes to the national account. And that has been the case ever since. Now, in 2020, when ESN was launched, I went back to our leader and he gave me a message which I passed on, that all ESN funds for South Africa must be paid to the national account. So I see no reason why this should be something for argument. It is not debatable. Therefore, all monthly donations in South Africa, all ESM funds, all levies goes to the South Africa national account approved by our leader and has been functioning since September 2019. In case you have any problem, you contact our National Finance Officer in the person of Mrs. Gloria Alea and her deputy, Mrs. Ogechi Arinze. They will help you. And not only South Africa, our leader also made it that all Southern African countries pay their monthly donations and levies to the same national account in South Africa. There is a reason why this account was opened. And the countries that are supposed to pay money into that account, unless if you have a problem, if you have difficulties in sending your money into that account, contact the National Finance Officer. They will pass the message to our department, then we will know what to do. Now, the countries that are supposed to pay money into this national account in South Africa are as follows: Angola, Mozambique, Malawi, Lesotho, Swaziland, and South Africa. These 6 countries are supposed to pay their money into these accounts, and not to Biafra land or to any other place. I want to encourage everybody. We should endeavor to do the right thing. I commend all those that are also taking part in rallies, establishing more zones and units, making your contributions, because we need funds in this quest for freedom. I also want to use this opportunity also to encourage the IPOB family members in North and Central Africa. We should also remember our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in our prayers. But there's something important I want to say again. Sometimes when people make contributions, either the coordinators or whoever, they decide to keep the money. Now, I want to remind us of something. You are not keeping that money because you are battling with anybody. You are not keeping that money because you want to show off. You are keeping the money of 5.2 million Biafrans that died because they were fighting for freedom. You are keeping the money of those that died in Nkpo, Onitsha High Bridge, Iguacha, Aba High School, Ebony, and all parts of Biafra, those are the people you are keeping their money. Think about that. Because their spirit is hovering around. Their spirit is not yet at rest. Because they died so that you and me will be free. They paid the ultimate price. And you are keeping their money. You are not doing in Nenaya. You are not fighting in Nenaya. But those people that died, you are keeping their money. Think about that. Release the funds. When people make contribution, be it ESN or monthly dues, release it. So we can use it to pay for the legal fees. We can use it to help our people back home. Some of them are in prison. Many are wounded. Some of them are dead. We help to bury them. Release their funds. It's their funds that you are holding. Very, very important. Remember the oath you took, that you will work to make sure that Biafra is restored. Do not hold their funds, because you cannot fight the spirit. Very, very important. And when people pay, endeavor to give them receipts, because that is their only evidence that they partake or that they took part in the restoration of Biafra. Because when Biafra is restored, we will go our separate ways. Some of them might want certain things, and they will say, okay, I was part of those that restored Biafra. Where is your proof? You don't have anything. Because people can go and start printing receipts. But the original ones that is approved by our leader, when you have it, that is your own passport, if I might put it that way. Endeavor to keep your receipts. Very, very important. And release the funds. I also want to tell people, please, allow the finance department, the finance officers to do their work. Please allow them. No distraction, because they need a lot of concentration to do their work. Very, very important. I thank all of you for listening to me tonight. Like I said, it is an emergency because it was not planned. Mazi Onoha, my colleague, is he there now?
Yes, I don't know. I can see he joined us. I think somebody joined us. It should be him.
Okay, please, can you call up him? Let's see if
Mazi Nelson, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
All right, there we go. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Okay, go ahead, Mazi Nelson.
Okay. Thank you, Head of Finance, Lady Lenia. Mazi Kechiku, special regards to you for the work you've been doing, keeping the people abreast of the happenings.
Thank you very much, Mazi.
Keeping the media war going from where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu handed over to you people. Without the media, I don't know where we would have been. So it's a great work every one of you have been doing. Special regard and salute to you. Good evening, dear friends, all over the world. From where I am, my own time zone is evening. Those that it is morning where they are, good morning to you. Those is afternoon, good afternoon. Those is evening, good evening. My name is Nelson of Okayagazi. By the special grace of God, I'm the Secretary of Finance Department, IPOB Worldwide. By extension, my area of assignment in finance covers Asia, Africa, and some countries in South America. I am from Onsoka in Biafra land. As regards our struggle and finance matters, the head of finance have said everything. She didn't leave any stone unturned. So I'm not going to take much of our time because I know Mazi will have other things to do. And I'm not going to repeat the words that the head of finance have said. All I have to say to those that have been making contribution, sacrificing their money, because I know every one of us have something to do with money, but the people that have been making the contribution deny themselves those things to make that contribution in order for the struggle to go on. That is to say, you are making that sacrifice for our freedom. I have to say, may God strengthen you, and may God replenish you, and may you understand that until Biafra is restored, we all haven't done enough. So if you stop halfway, all the ones you've done become the waste. So you have to continue. As I thank you, as I appreciate every effort every one of us have been making, I also intend to remind us that until we achieve the goal, which is Biafra, we haven't done enough. And to some, that in the absence of our leader have seen or have given themselves to distraction, be called to order today. Check your activities and know whether it's propelling the struggle forward or whether it's dragging us backward. You use your tongue to count your teeth. Know your activities. Me, before I engage in anything, I'll check, is this propelling the struggle forward? In what way is this activity affecting the struggle? If you check it very well and it's not propelling us forward, then please desist. It is not nice that the leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom all of us claim to love, he sets structures, he sets principles, he sets orders, and then in his absence, we turn around to do something else. In that way, we are not helping the struggle, and we are not being loyal to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you know how the order has been when he was outside here with us, please, keep it that way. You don't change goalposts. You do not adjust goalposts in the middle of a football match. The way he left it, we are supposed to keep it going that way until he comes out. If there are adjustments that himself consider important or deem fit to make, then by himself he can make those adjustments. But I see it as treachery and disregard to his person and all his sacrifices. If he set an order and then unfortunately the enemy takes him for a while, then within that era he's out. Then we change it. It's not helping us and it's not showing loyalty to him. So that's all I have to say tonight. To those that have been making sacrifices in different ways, those paying and those making other sacrifices. I'm saying paying, making contributions because I'm from finance department. That doesn't mean contribution or monetary engagement is the only sacrifice people make. Some people have given their life, and there's no amount of money anybody can contribute that will be equivalent to a life lost. However, whatever effort anyone has been making to propel the struggle, you are appreciated, and God will strengthen you, and God will keep you from the enemy. God will keep you from all plots of the enemies and strengthen you. You will stand strong until Biafra is restored. Ndewo
Chineke. Thank you very much. Mother Nenya, thank you very much.
Yes, Mazi, do you have any question for us? Because, like I said, I think I've made it clear with the three accounts that I mentioned.
Absolutely.
In the three different countries.
Yes, what I want to, I will say this is my take home. You have said it all. You see, the issue of withholding money is a no-no. The issue of a principal officer withholding money without any directive is a no-no. It is not for you to decide, I'm not going to pay this money into the account because I think something is fishy. No, it's not your job. I think you must just do the needful, pay in the money. If you have any complaint, I mean, we have structures in place. You just need to follow the structure and report to whoever is in charge. But this whole thing of withholding the money, you see, when you withhold the money, this money is meant for some people, some widows, even our legal fees. Remember our leader that is in jail, our leader that is in incarceration, his lawyers have to be paid as well. So when you withhold money, you are destroying what we are doing. I really, really appreciate, that angle that you have brought out this evening so that people who are listening will know that it is not your job to decide that money should not be paid in unless you have that directive from the authorities. Thank you very much for clearing that up. And may Chukwu Kedema bless you all this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ndewo. All right. Thank you very much. And that was our finance head, Wada Nenyanya, and of course, Mazi Nelson, and have come this evening, of course, to clarify some doubt and some issues that we need to know. Now, you will not say that you don't know where to pay in the money. The account has been given, and of course, it means that those accounts are legit because they were approved by our leader himself, and therefore, I don't see any hesitation from our own side to say, no, we are not going to pay in money. I rather hold on to that money. Each and every penny that comes into the coffers of IPOB is meant for a project. And if you withhold that money, it means that that project will suffer. And you know what that means to our struggle. It will indeed affect what we are doing. So please, let us follow the rule. Let us follow the procedure. Let us follow the structure. Very, very important. IPOB is a well-organized organization. Our leader laid the foundation and we must follow it. And that's when we talk about command and control. If your job is finance, you do finance. If my job as Mazi Kechukwonoha is broadcast, I do broadcast. I don't jump into something that is not my area of specialization as far as IPOB is concerned. So please, let's allow the finance people to do their work, and of course let's allow the coordinators to do their work, and that goes to every department that is in IPOB. Thank you very much, great Biafrans, for your time. Thank you for joining us this evening on a short notice on this emergency broadcast coming, of course, from our finance department. And this is where we are going to leave it. I say, may Elohim bless you all. May Elohim bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and keep and protect him. May God bless all of you as we go into the new week. May he open doors of blessing upon each and every Biafran. From me, Mazi Kechukwonoha, online, on your mobile, this is IPOB Community Radio, Radio Biafra, the first and the last. This is modern. This is modern. Good evening, great Biafrans, wonderful people and beautiful people. Permit me to welcome you once again. It is indeed so. It is Radio Biafra, and of course, this is Hello Motherland, coming to you today, the 18th day of April, the year of our Lord 2022, all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. Of course, from here, we are reaching humanity across the whole surface of the earth. And this evening, I encourage you to please come and join us, because we are here to decimate the gospel of truth, the gospel of Chukwu Kikabiama, according to the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. My name is Mazi Chukwu Onoha. I am the servant of the people. They call me Ononekuru Biafra. And of course, that is exactly what I'm here to do, to speak for the voiceless and to speak for Biafrans all across the face of this planet they call Earth. And I want to welcome you if you are joining me this evening. Of course, there are many places you can take a listen. There are many platforms you can listen from this evening. We are live, of course, on our community radio app. It is Radio Biafra Community App. Trust me, it is the finest. Get it online on your mobile. This is IPOB Community Radio. Radio Biafra, the first and the last. All right, that is correct. Radio Biafra is the first and the last, and our IPOB, or rather Radio Biafra Community App, is the finest. You can download it on your cell phone through your mobile app store, and you will be able to listen to us. And you can also join us because we are live on Facebook. We are streaming on Facebook. You can get us even on Radio Biafra Facebook page. We are there live and direct, and I can assure you that humanity are listening to us this evening. Of course, without wasting time this evening, we will commence in earnest. We will have to pray, as it is indeed our custom here on Radio Biafra, to open our broadcast through prayers. Once again, my name's Mazi Chukwu Onoha. I hail from Omowa in Olu province of Biafra land. I will be your servant this evening. Therefore, without wasting any time, as I am welcoming you this evening, I will encourage you to welcome others as I am extending this invitation to Biafrans all across the face of the earth, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice. I also want you to invite others. If you are listening to me live on Facebook, I want you to do the noble thing, and that is to share the broadcast and invite Biafrans wherever they are this evening, that we may gather on this platform we call Radio Biafra. As you know by now that this is where we worship Elohim. This is where we worship Chukwu Okike Abiama. All right, we will continue this evening, and of course, like I said initially, we will pray, and when we return from our prayers, without any waste of time, I will introduce you to a topic that I want us to discuss about. I will introduce you on this topic because we need to talk about it. Very, very important. We need to talk about it. I'm just going to read a line of this topic, just to get you worked up, just to get you thinking, so that by the time we come back from our prayers and a little break, we will descend on this topic. Biden. Of course, you know who is Biden. Biden is the president of America. Biden approves sale of Bell Viper helicopters to the zoo called Nigeria. Unbelievable. Biden approves sale of Bell Viper helicopters to Nigeria. But obviously, Lai Mohammed have denied this. But that is rubbish. Because even here in South Africa, as I was listening to ENCA, that is a news station here in South Africa, that is actually where I heard it first, in South Africa. And this useless lunatic they call Lai Mohammed is denying it, but that is not even it's not even important, the fact that he is denying it, because we know it is a fact. Biden approves sale of Viper helicopters to the zoo called Nigeria. And of course, this helicopter we are talking about is one of the world's finest attack helicopters with night vision. And I'm talking nearly $1 billion. $1 billion. This is money. $1 billion. And of course, you will ask yourself, this equipment that amounts to $1 billion, you can understand what we are talking about. Yet, another equipment to kill Biafrans. And who is approving this? Who is supervising this? It is Biden of America. For those of you who think that America will come and save you, they are coming to kill you. Obviously not in person, but of course they are coming to kill you in proxy. Why do I say that? And I will say it again. Because when I look at this one, it says, U.S. approves $1 billion arms sale to the zoo called Nigeria, despite human rights record. Despite human rights record, which means America is away. They are very much away, starting from the days of Obama till today. They are aware, even during the days of Trump, they are aware of the human rights abuse. The human rights abuses, because if I say abuse, it sounds like it is one or two, but we need to put S at the end. Abuses, which means they've been doing it all the time, and they have a record about killings of Biafrans. And nobody is saying anything. Nobody is doing anything about it. Even Amnesty International, a bulldog without teeth. Amnesty International, a bulldog without teeth. They will come and talk all the good things, all the drama. How many years down the line, Amnesty International have not done anything about the killings of Biafrans? Or should I talk about AU? The gathering of old fools. AU, the gathering of old fools that drink tea together and support the atrocity of each other. Where do I start? Where do I stop? Or should I talk about your UN, United Nations? Should I talk about United Nations that will write all the good and best documents of this world, right of indigenous people to self-determination? They will write all the rubbish junk that is there in the archive, but never one day have they implemented all this good document they have written. There are documents there that support what we are doing in terms of the right of indigenous people to self-determination. But when has it ever worked? Never. These are gathering of evil men and women who sees evil but say nothing and hear nothing. Of course, as a Biafran, you should know by now that your freedom is all in your hand. If you are waiting for the UN to come and save you, we will all die. If you are waiting for EU to come and save you, we will all die. Listen to me and hear very carefully. If you are waiting for AU to come and save you, the land of Biafra will turn into RDP camps. Our children will become Alamajiris. My goodness me. I need to stop here because the anointing is about to descend on me, and yet I have not prayed. I need to pray because I am well prepared tonight. I am well equipped. I need to tell them where to get off. Our freedom is in our hand and not in the hand of America. For those of you who are looking towards America, for those of you who are looking towards UN, for those of you who are looking towards AU and EU, forget it. Save yourself or we all perish. All right, I want to welcome you once again. My name is Mazi on how we have come to speak the word of truth, because we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. We will tell it the way it is. We will call evil by its name, and that is what I have come here to do this evening. Damn the consequences. I say damn the consequences. Since 2013, we have been praying and hoping for all those moronic agencies to come and save us, and yet we are dying in millions. It is time for us to save ourselves. That I can assure you. All right, we must continue. If you are just joining us right now, it is Radio Biafra. In case you are wondering, all those things coming out, because this is where we speak the truth. We hold back no punches. We say it the way it is. You did not help us during the Civil War. So what do we care? We have nothing to lose. I can assure you that, because it is obvious. The handwriting is all over the wall that is either we save ourselves or we all perish. So Biafrans, what's the deal? What's it gonna be? To live or to die? You tell me. All right, let us pray and then we will continue in earnest. Please don't go away. Let us pray.
To worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke, all of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amaranime ndumuginine the IPOB n'ebe niile dị iche iche ruo ebe niile ụwa sọtụrụ ka ịdị mma gị na ebere gị biko gbaso ha ụbọchị ile nke ndụ ha. Ọkwa asụsụ eluigwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail, because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo, because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer, now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwu Abiama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting we have prayed in your name. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Biafra, the first and the last. Right, we must continue. Of course, we are back. There is only one broadcaster, in case you are in doubt, in case you may want to know, and that is what I'm here to tell you, that broadcaster is Radio Biafra, because we are the first. And trust me when I tell you, we are the last. And we must continue in earnest this evening. And of course, we will also open our lines this evening to get your own input with regards to this issue. Because this evening, I am not really happy, I must tell you. Because I can remember when Trump got to power, our people have to come out on the street of Aba to celebrate, of course, the triumph of Trump. But what do you know? Our people were slaughtered. What did Trump say about it? Nothing, until he left office. And today is Biden. And what is Biden doing? After all the reports that has been coming time immemorial, from the time of Obama to the time of Trump, the human rights abuses of the zoo called Nigeria, Trump overlooked all those reports. Even reports from Amnesty International, Trump overlooked all those reports. And what did Trump do for Biafrans? He approves 1 billion arms sale to Nigeria, despite all these human rights. I don't know what that tells you, Biafrans. I don't know what you make of it. For me, Mazi Kechukwonoha, it simply means you are on your own, Biafrans. Save yourselves. You are on your own. No world power is coming to save you, that I can assure you. You will wait forever. You will wait for eternity. Save yourself. Only Chukwu Kikabiama can save you. No man, no world power whatsoever. The whole world is screaming crazy about Ukraine. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. But nobody's talking about Biafra. Time immemorial, I'm talking 50 years and more backwards since the killing started. And you think we should wait more? Maybe more 50 years when me and you have all died, to wait for the world power to come to our aid. In the words of a very wise, intelligent man, the man I respect, the man I follow, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said in a prayer that I just prayed now, he said, a day will come when the world will gang up, when the children of darkness will congregate against Umuchukwu Kikabiama. In case you did not hear me, let me repeat. In the words of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of our time, in his prayer he said, a day will come when the world will gang up, when the children of darkness will congregate against the children of the Most High. Maybe you are still waiting for that day to come, but I tell you right now that day is now. I don't know what you call Biden approving a $1 billion arms sale to the zoo called Nigeria. We are talking Viper helicopter, the best of them all, the finest in the whole universe, to the zoo called Nigeria. The question is, who do you think Buhari is going to kill with that Viper helicopter? Of course, the excuse from the Western world is that they're going to use it against Boko Haram, they're going to use it against terrorists and what have you. Rubbish! Since when does a Fulani man kills his type? Since when does a Fulani man kills his type? Even if his type is sinking the zoo called Nigeria, a Fulani man will not move. He will not even blink. Rather, he will use the same Viper helicopter on defenseless Biafran youth, on defenseless pregnant women, on defenseless women and children in Biafra land. You saw what happened during the Easter. People were celebrating the death and risen of Jesus Christ in Easter. And Olo was painted in red. Olo was painted with the blood of our people. Easter turns bloody in Olo. They call it unknown gunmen. Rubbish. Which kind of unknown gunmen kills and destroy property? It is the Nigerian military turned into a bubago. I don't know how many times I need to reiterate. I am beginning to sound like a broken record that a bubago is the Nigerian military. But people will write a Nigerian military and a bubago. Stop writing that nonsense. There is no such thing as a bubago. They are Nigerian military. I don't know how else I am going to say this that we will hear and understand. My people perish for lack of knowledge. The more you call it a bubago, the more you are hiding the secret of Nigerian armies. But if you call it on the what it is, if you call it out in its name, you will expose the evil and atrocities of the Nigerian state. There is nothing like a bubago as I'm talking to you right now. What you have is Nigerian military splitted into two. The other part is operating as the so-called a bubago, while the other part is operating as a military. They will combine the other part wearing a bubago uniform, while the other ones are wearing the military uniform, and you will say it is a combined effort. But yet it is one people operating in two ways. There is no Ebubago. It is Nigerian military. I preached the message here some time ago. Of course you will not listen because it's Mazi Kechukwu, but we will be dying. Whether you listen or not, we will be dying. It is not important if you listen, because for me, I will preach the word. If you want to listen, up to you. I don't care. I will preach the message that Elohim gives to me. I preached a message and I said, Ebubago decoded. But when you see the audio, who is Mazi Kechukwu? Why must I listen to him? I preached that message and I told you, Ebubago decoded. Go and get hold of that message and listen to it and tell me if that is not what is happening today. We undermine each other. Even if the person is more intelligent, intellectual than you, you don't care. As long as it's your fellow Igbo man, your fellow Biafran, your fellow IPOBian, why must I listen to him? Some people are gifted with different kind of gift. You cannot be me, I cannot be you. So if you cannot do what I do, listen to me. When you do what I cannot do, I will listen to you too. It's as simple as that. Let us stop making nuisance of ourselves because of jealousy and envy, and yet we are dying. I preached a gospel here, Ebubago decoded. I told you how David Omahi was used to start that rubbish called Ebubago. And initially when he started it, he employed jobless Biafran youth and gave them chakapum. That's the kind of gun he gave to them, chakapum. A gun that cannot even kill nothing. Chakapum, that's what he gave them. And then, as the so-called Ebubago was operating and vibrating and being sold to the so-called Southeast governors, of course they bought it, even though they have their doubts. They bought it. As they were buying into the so-called Ebubago, making the noise, we have a security outfit. It is called Ebubago. The same time, Nigerian military were moving armored tankers, armored personnel, flights, jet and fighter, name it. They were moving it into Biafra land. You saw them, you saw it. But today, you never saw when they left. Did you saw or know the day Nigerian army left from the from Southeast? Normally when they come for such operation, they will tell you when it is finished. When they are done, they will say, okay, next week we are concluding the crocodile tears, we are concluding the python dance or whatever, and the armies will be moving back. But on that one they came, did you hear anything? No, you never heard, because they never left. I told you they never left. These people came to stay permanently in Biafra land until they fulfill the same reason why they came into our land. They were killing, they were raping, they were burning down houses. And when our elders and the so-called Southeast governors began to make noise, did you know what they do? They switched. They switched. They removed their military uniform and put on Ebubago's uniform. And yet you are still busy calling it Ebubago when the game have changed. When Ebubago have transformed overnight into the military. It's more like a military undercover. I preached it here on this platform. Today, they are working hand in hand. They call it a combined effort of Ebubago and the Nigerian military. And you are buying that rubbish. You are buying that bullshit. You are buying into that nonsense. For any man telling you rubbish and you are buying it. There is no Ebubago. It is Nigerian military. 100% operating in two ways. And today is the bad news. Obviously this news did not emanate from today. This news was on the 14th of April, 4 days ago, that Biden approved the sale of Viper helicopters. You ask yourself, why helicopter? Because helicopter fly on a lower base than a normal jet fighter. A jet fighter is fast, very fast, and it cannot penetrate everywhere. But a helicopter can descend lower, it can go into the bushes, it can target, it can pick up its targets. Now let me read to you about this helicopter. But before I do that, I've always wished that there is a man in Africa, a leader, who will be so eloquent to speak to the Western world in a language they will understand, without fear, without even looking at their face, and tell them to hell with you. Listen to this man. I'm not sure who he is. I am not sure who this man is. But whoever he is, my goodness me. Listen to this.
It's not that your interpretation is correct, that Africans still do not want to condemn Russia. We do not want to be part of your foreign policy. We do not want you to use us. We want to be free to determine for ourselves whether we condemn or not condemn, and when we will condemn. So it is important for you to change your mentality, that we need to understand that we are all equal, and sometimes we are in fact more advanced than you in thinking of what should be done about the world. Thank you very much.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think this man was addressing EU. He told them, we are all equal. We cannot condemn Russia because the Western world are condemning Russia. We Africans will decide when is the right time to condemn Russia. He also said, it's not because you people are more intelligent than us. Sometimes we are even more intelligent than you Western world. That is an African leader. That is what it's supposed to be. The days of licking the bums and the backside of the Western world, that day is gone. For all men are created equal before the eyes of the law and before the eyes of Chukwu Kikabiama. Why should you be hoping and praying for your fellow human being to come and give you freedom? Freedom is not given for goodness sake. Freedom is taken. You have to take it from the oppressor. Let's listen to this fearless leader. He speaks like the president of Senegal, but I'm not sure. Still have to confirm. Let's hear him one time again.
It's not that your interpretation is correct, that Africans still do not want to condemn Russia. We do not want to be part of your foreign policy. We do not want you to use us. We want to be free to determine for ourselves whether we condemn or not condemn and when we will condemn. So it is important for you to change your mentality, that we need to understand that we are all equal, and sometimes we are in fact more advanced than you in thinking of what should be done about the world. Thank you very much.
My goodness me. One became Africa monkey Africa, but the man was bold as a lion, and that is what it has to be. And it is time for us to start thinking. It is time for us to begin to understand that our freedom rests entirely in our own hands. America will not help you. Rather, America is killing you, because look at this news. Biden approves sale of Bell Viper helicopters to Nigeria. Unbelievable. US approves $1 billion. $1 billion. And you know the funny part of it? This $1 billion we are talking about is the money generated from Biafra land through the sale of your oil. The same oil that Chukwu Kikabiama have used to bless you as a Biafran is what they are using to kill you. They sell it and they use the money and buy arms in return to vanish and destroy you, to wipe you up the surface of the earth. They don't use that money to build schools, to build companies, factories in your land, to create more jobs. No, they don't use it to build road. They don't use it to maintain all the dilapidated industries in our land, but they use it to kill us. And those we are looking on to, hoping that one day they will come to our aid, they are laughing and say, look at these monkeys. US approves $1 billion arms sale to Nigerians. Despite human rights record, they have the record. The record is with them. Every day we tweet. And they are hearing us. They know everything, and yet the best and the least they can do is to say to Nigeria, come and get more arms. Kill them. Wipe them away. If that is not what it is, you tell me. The Biden administration has given the green light for Nigeria to buy advanced attack helicopters worth nearly $1 billion. Despite concerns about the country's human rights record. Now, this is coming from the media. It is not IPOB news. Neither it is Radio Biafra news. No, this is coming from PBSO New Hour. This is a an international media house. International media house is writing this. As a matter of fact, this is not even coming from the zoo called Nigeria. This media house is international. And they are saying, despite the concern for the killings of Biafra by Buhari, despite the concerns, the maiming, the burning, the raping that is going on, the incarceration of Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and the torture, the best Biden can do for that. You see, Biden may stay in office and finish. You will never hear him mention the name Biafra. None of them have. The so-called beloved Trump never mentioned Biafra. Neither did Obama mention Biafra. but they will give arms. Are you telling me that Biden is not aware of the agitation going on in Nigeria? Wherever there is an agitation, what an international man like Biden would have done is to do what? Ask question. Of course, he have his Secretary of State that goes up and down. That fool that goes up and down. You should have asked him, what exactly is going on in Nigeria? What is this thing about Biafra? Please tell me more. No, because they already know and they're not interested. I can tell you, I can assure you they are not interested. When you hear them give this arms to Nigeria and say, no, it's for Boko Haram, it's for terrorists, trust me, they know it's for Biafrans. Don't tell me they don't know. They know, because currently they are aware of the onslaughts. They know about the blockade going on in Biafra land. They know about the killings that has been going on many years ago. I'm not even talking now. Are you telling me they are not aware? That is not true. They have their intelligence, these people. America knows what goes on in every country if they choose to know. Because they have intelligence all around the world that feed them every day about the happenings on the world. They know. And yet, they chose, the only thing they chose is to give more arms. Go and kill them. They know that Buhari is a liar. Whoever it is that is in Aso Rock, they know that person is a liar. They know that this thing of Boko Haram is a business, because many times they have even said it themselves. So why give Nigeria $1 billion worth of arms? To do what? I'm asking you. To do what? This is not the first time America has given arms to Nigeria. And the same arms have been used on innocent people. Or even toning down. And I can assure you, after the sale of this $1 billion Viper helicopter, Boko Haram will still be waxing more stronger than ever, because the same helicopter would have been used on defenseless and innocent Biafrans. For your information, I can assure you that. Let me continue. It is interesting what the writer of this article is saying. It is not us, Biafrans, who are even saying, you know what, they are going to kill us with this, with that. No, the writer of this article is the person lamenting, asking Biden, are you normal at all, Biden? Are you in your right sense? This Nigerian you are giving a $1 billion arms, they have bad records. They have been killing Biafrans. They have been killing people, because they will not mention it in that terms, you know, because of security reasons. But when they say human rights record, come on, it's an ambiguous word. But if you're smart enough, you will understand what they are saying. Because currently in Nigeria, where do we have the highest and gross human rights abuse if it is not in Biafra land right now? So when this person talk about human rights abuse, he is talking about Biafrans. Let me start. I want to start from the beginning again, and I want you to listen and pay close attention, so that by the time I am done preaching this, you need to go back and sit and think and ask yourself, must I continue hoping on the international community to come and save Biafrans? Or is it about time that we sit around the table and think, how do we help ourselves? Because it's obvious that we are on our own. It is obvious that if we wait and wait and wait, trust me, we will all die. And nobody will come to our aid. That I can assure you. The Biden administration has given the green light for Nigeria to buy advanced attack helicopters worth nearly $1 billion. Despite concerns about the country's human rights record. Are you listening? Despite the country's human rights record. as it battles threat from criminal gangs and extremists in the north. You see, they will always use the north to camouflage. These people, these Fulanis, the Takia specialists, the Takia specialists, they will always tell you in the north, extremists in the north. They will never mention in the southeast. No. You will not hear them say terrorists in the southeast. They actually prescribed IPOB terrorists, but they barely call IPOB terrorists. Are you listening? Because they know that proscription of IPOB is false, is wrong, it's a camouflage to confuse the international community. Why they continue killing the same people? Every time they speak about Nigeria to the international community, every time they go to buy arms, they don't mention Southeast. No. They don't tell the international community that the problem they have is in the Southeast. No. They will always say extremists in the north. And you ask yourself, how many Nigerian soldiers has been deployed to the north to combat the so-called extremists? Never ever have Nigeria come and tell us we are now going to the north, and this is called Operation Crocodile Cry, the crocodile death, crocodile whatever, and it's for the north. No, all you will hear is Python Dancer 1, Python Dancer 2, Python Dancer 3, 4, 5, 6, all to the southeast. So why not tell Biden and the international community that the Viper helicopter we want to purchase is for those terrorists in the southeast, the ones we proscribe? Because if you proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization, obviously you should be out to tackle that terrorism, and you should let the international community know. No. But when it's time for you to buy arms, you tell them it's for the extremists in the north. You lie to them in the name of Takia. And once they release that ammunition, you divert it to the east. Because that is exactly why you need that ammunition. Do you know why they want helicopter? Before we're talking about the Kanu jet fighter. The one that we thought they really want to buy. No. They want helicopter because they want to go and finish anything in the bush. I told you before that helicopter is the best way to fight in the bush. Helicopter is the best way for urban warfare. You don't use jet fighter, because when you use jet fighter, of course, you will kill indiscriminatively. You will kill anything, anybody, any living thing. Because a jet fighter don't see clearly from far away to what is happening in the bush. But a helicopter will descend very low. And this helicopter you see is very special. Don't be surprised that the noise is silencer. It has night vision, meaning that in the night they will see you, you don't see them. So tell me, you know the north is desert. There are no trees that is blocking the views of the jet fighter in the north. If they are so true and honest about, getting rid of terrorists and extremists in the north, they don't need a helicopter. They will use jet fighter. It's a matter of them dropping bombs here and there, and that will be the end of Boko Haram. There are no trees. North is very dry. There are not so much trees like you have in the east. They wanted helicopter because they want to penetrate Biafra land. They want to go into the bushes and hang and drop bombs and use even their, the machine gun that is attached to that helicopter and kill everything in the bush. That is why they are buying this helicopter, for your information. It is meant for me and you, and not for the north as they claim. The State Department on Thursday announced the approval of the $997 million sale of 24 Bell AHIZ Viper helicopters and related equipment to Nigeria. The related equipment includes guidance, night vision. Do you understand? You will be sleeping, and that helicopter will be going from morning till the following day. Even if it's dark, that helicopter will see more than your electricity because it has guidance night vision. Do you know what that is? Guidance night vision. That night vision will direct it. It will fly successfully. It will attack in the midnight. It will attack when everybody's asleep. If you think that, okay, the helicopter has come in the afternoon, so let me go and sleep now in the night. No, it will fly even in the midnight when it's so dark because it has guidance night vision. I want you to understand what is coming. I want you to understand what the United States is giving to the zoo called Nigeria. I want you to understand what Biden is handing over in the hands of terrorists. The terrorist government of Nigeria, the terrorist Republic of Nigeria, they are handing in a killer machine in their hands. And you tell me what they are going to do. You tell me what these lunatic Fulanis are going to do with that. With the so much hatred they have over Biafrans. With the so much hatred they have over me and you. What exactly do you think a Fulani man would do to you? Unbelievable. The related equipment includes guidance night vision and targeting systems as well as engines and training support, the department said in a notice to Congress. And this is where you come in as a Biafran. They have not yet given them that helicopter. We need to do whatever it takes. We need to descend on Twitter. Our leader have told us so much about Twitter. This is the time. We need to descend on Twitter and begin to tweet. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, tweet until there is no more blood in you to tweet again. It is time for you to descend on Twitter. Tweet Biden and tell him, are you out of your mind? What are you doing? Handing in such a very, very dangerous equipment into the hands of terrorists. Because that is what Nigerian government is. It is time for us to tweet. Because our leader said, and I quote, a day will come, my goodness me, when the world will gang up against Biafrans. When the children of darkness will congregate against Biafrans. And that is happening right before our own very own eyes. I said it is happening right before our own very eyes. The children of darkness has gathered. The vultures has gathered. They know exactly what they are doing. They know that the only thing standing... Now listen, this will be interesting. Because of the Russia-Ukraine war, America put an embargo. Listen to this very carefully, people of God. Listen very carefully. I want you to pay close attention. I want to tell you why Biden is selling this dangerous weapon to the zoo. Listen very carefully. Biden is not selling this weapon because of terrorism. Are you listening? Biden is not selling this weapon to Nigeria because of the so-called extremists. It's a lie from the pit of hell. I am going to tell you why Biden is selling that helicopter to the zoo called Nigeria. Now, here it comes. Because of the war in Ukraine, because of Russia and Ukraine war, remember, Russia supplies most of the gas to Europe and to America, including even crude oil to America. You are aware of that? Russia supplies almost 50% of the whole oil and gas the whole Europe and America is using. It comes from Russia. Are you listening? Now, because of the embargo that Joe Biden placed on Russia, they banned Russian oil, they banned Russian gas, and they went to Nigeria and said, do you have gas? Of course they know Nigeria have gas. Can you make more gas for us that will serve Europe as well as in America? We need more gas from Nigeria. As a matter of fact, I saw that video when Nigeria minister, I think it was Minister of Petroleum or whatever, is signing a contract with who was that? I think it was with America or with Europe, I'm not sure, but I saw it. They signed a contract last week. It's either last week or last 2 weeks. That Nigeria will supply more gas and oil to Europe. because now they need to meet up. The price of oil is too high now. The price of gas is too high now because Russia oil and gas is a non-grantor. Russia is no longer selling oil and gas to the whole world. They need Nigeria to fill that vacuum. Listen to this. And Nigeria said, all right, we are going to supply, but we need something in return. Are you listening? We need those weapons because Biden wouldn't have sold that weapon to Nigeria under normal circumstances. If not for the Russia-Ukraine war, Biden wouldn't have sold that weapon to Nigeria. Remember, there is already a lawsuit in Washington against the Kanu jet fighter that America wanted to sell to the zoo. I don't know if you remember about it. Now, in your normal mind, do you think that with that not yet solved, that America will just wake up one morning and decide to sell another more weapons to Nigeria? Because they know there is a question of human rights abuse and record. But because America is desperate for gas, America is desperate for oil, so is EU. They are desperate for more gas and oil. Russian oil and gas has been banned. The only people who can give them oil and gas, especially gas, is Nigeria. So America have to play ball. America have to give Nigeria what they want in return for the gas. Now you know, we are Biafrans and we know what we are doing. We understand the politics of the world. This is why, irrespective of the zoo, human record abuse, the killings, the maiming, the burning, the raping that is going on, I'm talking currently in Biafra land, they are still willing, more than willing, to sell such a killer machine to the zoo called Nigeria because of oil. It is Biafran life for a barrel of oil. Biafran life for gas. That is what is happening now. Gas and oil is better, bigger, and more important than Biafran lives. Now, this is what I want you to tweet. And I want you to get onto it. Ask Biden, is gas and oil more important, more precious than a Biafran life? Why do you want to destroy Biafrans by selling such a dangerous weapon in the hands of a terrorist? It's very funny. You give a terrorist a dangerous weapon and you're asking the terrorist to use it against a terrorist. Is that possible? A terrorist will not use a weapon against a terrorist. A terrorist will use such a weapon against innocent people. Nigerian state is a terrorist state and they kill their own. They kill their citizens. And this time around, their target is Biafrans and not the so-called extremists. A day will come when the world will gang up against Umuchukwu Kikabiama. When the children of darkness will congregate against Biafrans. And I say unto you, that day is now. It is happening right before our own very eyes. My job is to preach this word. My job is to preach this gospel. What you do with it is entirely up to you. Trust me. I am not going to come and fight with you or my bagog. No. For goodness sake, and I have just done my own. The rest is left for you. Because you see, all this message I'm preaching, it will come one day if we are not careful enough as a judgment. Because God always opens our eyes to see things, to understand things. And then we preach on this platform, Radio Biafra, so that Biafrans will learn, hear, and be on the alert. Because people perish lack of knowledge. But that knowledge, God has given it to us in IPOB. We are so endowed with different talents. And when you hear anything on Radio Biafra, don't play with it. Don't mess around with it. Because if you do, you will regret it one day, I can tell you. Everything, let me tell you, if Mazi Kechukwu no have onye nkoyiri, if Mazi Kechukwu na onye kai kai, if Mazi Kechukwu is somebody who talk nonsense, as soon as I come into Radio Biafra, as soon as I mount behind this microphone, all those stupidity, whatever, will disappear. Elohim will take control. I will begin to speak as an oracle of Chukwuokike Abiama. If you doubt what I say, if you don't take what I say, you will regret it, because the words I preach to you is gospel. The words I preach to you are not my word. They are the words of Chukwuokike Abiama. Since I started broadcasting since 2017, I can remember vividly 3 powerful messages that I've preached that came with prophecy. I preached in 2019, Biafrans, people marked for systematic extermination. I preached that gospel in Israel when I was in Israel. Biafrans, a people marked for systematic extermination. Nobody took it serious. Nobody took it serious. From 2019 till date, my goodness me, the killing has increased immensely. And I told you in that broadcast that they are only going after Biafran youth. I said they are only going after Biafran youth because they want to rid us of our youth. They want to rid us of the people, the defender of the gates. Those that will defend Biafra land, they want to kill them first so that Biafra will be indefensible. That's what I told you. And I told you also in that broadcast of 2019, systematic extermination. I told you that the reason why they label us terrorists is because in Igbo language they said, I said that. Go and listen to that broadcast. I said, they thought that the whole world will buy into it and agree that we are terrorists. And then it will give the Nigerian state the upper hands, the opportunity, the privilege to slaughter us and finish us systematically. Unfortunately for them, the whole world did not buy into that terrorism. Do you know why the whole world did not buy into it? Because the world is still feeling guilty for the genocide against Biafrans in 1967, I beg your pardon. The whole world is still feeling guilty of the genocide of 1967. So they don't want to be part of any genocide against Biafrans. So what they are doing today is killing Biafrans in proxy. They don't want to show face and they don't want to talk about Biafra. The only man who has spoken about Biafra is Netanyahu, the president of Israel. The Prime Minister of Israel, I beg your pardon. He's the only man who have mentioned Biafra. He said, I think I was still in Israel then, he said that the only people who have suffered similar genocide like the Jewish nation is Biafra. He mentioned the name Biafra. That's why I've always loved Netanyahu. I don't care what you say about Netanyahu. I don't care what you think of him. Nobody can be perfect. But for mentioning Biafra, the only man in the whole world who have recognized the genocide, who have called it a genocide, is Netanyahu. The only leader in the whole world who have recognized the killings of Biafrans as genocide is Netanyahu. Biafrans, you're on your own. Biafrans, you are on your own. That is the topic of my message this night. Biafrans, you are on your own. Stop waiting for whoever. They will not come. I say they will not come. Your freedom is in your hand. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken from the hands of the oppressor. If we die, we all die. So be it. Because if you do nothing, you will still die. If you do something, you will die. So what have you got to lose? Why don't you die like a how do I put it? Why don't you die like a strong man? Die like a hero than dying like a wimp, than dying in your sleep, than dying in your farms, than dying in your gates, in your father's compound, than being slaughtered like animals and butchered like rubbish. Die like a hero. I think I will stop here. I will stop here so far. I've done my bit. And then, of course, we will take a quick break. When I return from break, I will open our lines. And then, of course, you will tell me what's on your mind. This is Radio Biafra, and this is Hello Motherland. We preach the gospel, my goodness me. The truth. The whole truth. I say the whole truth, but none and nothing but the truth. So help us God. I will be back after this.
It's not that your interpretation is correct, that African states do not want to condemn Russia. We do not want to be part of your foreign policy. We do not want you to use us. We want to be free to determine for ourselves whether we condemn or not condemn and when we will condemn. So it is important for you to change your mentality, that we need to understand that we are all equal, and sometimes we are in fact more advanced than you in thinking of what should be done about the world. Thank you very much.
This evening, you have heard the word of truth, the word of Chukwoki Kabiama. And of course, we continue to pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, looking forward to his next court date appearance, which is coming up in May. And Elohim will give us victory, and absolutely victory. An unconditional release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is what we ask Chukwoki Kabiama. Therefore, I thank you once again for listening. I thank, of course, Biafrans all around the world, men of goodwill. And of course, as we are entering into this new week, I pray that Elohim will continue to bless us. Elohim will give us all the resource that we need to live. And Elohim himself will continue to protect Biafra land, protect our people all around Biafra land. We know that the days are evil. We know that our people are dying. We know that they are killing us. But Chukwoki Kabiama, Onyenaniya Buchi, will continue to bless and protect Biafrans. I pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Chukwoki Kabiama will give him strength, energy, and wisdom. And of course, he will rejoin us very, very soon. May God bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Biafrans all around the world. But most importantly, together, we all shall see Biafra. From me, from here, it is good evening.